Calling, guys. Talk to me nice.
Welcome back to Sports Tea. Welcome back to Sports Tea.
Talk to me nice. Nice. Calling, guys. Talk to me nice. Calling, guys. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sports Tea. Happy Tuesday. Today is the NBA season opener. I am so excited about the upcoming season. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just super duper I've just got this energy of getting back into it. This summer I think was just filled with a lot of superfluous news and just ridiculous banter. So salute to Man Down Sports. I see Miami Heat Zone in the building. Hit 'em. Shout out to everybody. And I mean, happy first NBA season day, right? I mean, this is going to be a really exciting season. Lots of different things to speculate on. I mean, the East Coast, everybody's saying the East Coast is wide open this season, but I don't really know if that's true. I think that it's going to be competitive. And I think anytime you have stars sitting out, that's when we get to see just how competitive the league really is. So Jason Tatum being out in the Celtics, let's see what that team continues to do this season without some of the major pieces that they've lost. So I'm pretty excited to see the Celtics this season. I'm excited to see what Joe Mazzulla is going to do. I'm excited to see the Pistons get out there. The Knicks, obviously, they have a really big opportunity to capitalize. And the West Coast feels like it feels like a beast. It feels really, really competitive this season. I mean, even Phoenix Suns, they lost Kevin Durant, they lost Bradley Beal, and they looked really good in the preseason. The Bucks, they still look competitive without Dame Lillard. I am enjoying what I'm seeing so far of the Magic. Cooper Flag, I think, is going to be a really exciting player for us to all see. Dallas, they could be extremely dangerous this upcoming season. John Morant is injured again. What's going to happen of him and the Grizzlies? Are they going to blow up that team? Who knows? But something that's been on my mind, and I shout out to Miami Heat Zone again, Heat in 5. I love it. I wonder what actually is gonna happen with Bam Adebayo. Is he going to could he be getting traded? Could he be going to a team like the Spurs? Uh, but with all sorts of speculation in mind, what's been on my mind in particular is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He is already an NBA champion, right? He's an NBA champion with the Bucks. There's another player who has done this as well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He brought the Miami Bucks a title, and he left the team. He didn't think that he could continue to be competitive with Milwaukee, and he went to the Lakers, and I mean, the rest is history, right? He became a huge star there, and there's nothing like playing for a large market team. Your stardom is going to explode differently. Your endorsements are going to come in differently. The money just looks differently when you play in a big market, but also your taxes look different. So Giannis doesn't necessarily mind playing in a small market. That's what's been reported about him. But what's also been the main narrative is that he doesn't want to team hop. He doesn't want to join super teams. That's not the formula that he wants his career to be based off of. And he's already won without a super team. So why would he be so compelled to join up if he is already a champion? That to me is a question that I've had. And I want to pose the question to you because I know that you guys have heard the chatter, and I'm late to the story. I'm late to the scene on this, but I wanted to talk about this as we head into the NBA season, before we start breaking down games, before we start, really seeing what teams look like. I wanted you guys to know my thoughts on Giannis being pressured by Kendrick Perkins to leave the Milwaukee Bucks. I find him to be just absolutely ridiculous with his takes as of late, and he's had a few ridiculous ones, and we're going to get into it. I'm here to really kind of criticize Kendrick Perkins today. I've got smoke for him because I don't understand why he's pressuring Giannis to leave Milwaukee. And I mean, he's doing it. He has done like a media tour telling Giannis that he needs to grow a pair, that he needs to grow a set. That's exactly what he said on Road Tripping. He said it all over ESPN. He's demanded that Giannis, grow the courage to demand a trade from the Milwaukee Bucks like other superstars have, because he just can't do anything else with the Milwaukee Bucks. They have, the relationship has ran its course, is what his opinion is. And so here he gets into it on Road Tripping. And I want you guys to see this. I really don't have any respect for this take, but I want to know what you guys think, and we're going to watch it together and react together. But here's Kendrick Perkins telling Giannis Antetokounmpo to grow a pair.
All right, Giannis to the Knicks. We're going here next. Perk, you had some takes to say about this yesterday on NBA Today. Shams revealed this week that Giannis actually initiated trade discussions with the Knicks in August. It was the first time Giannis truly initiated the pursuit of his best external options. So he wanted to be a Knick, but he's still a Buck. He would like to remain a Buck unless things continue to fall apart. As Tom Ziller said in his newsletter, this basically is the same situation the Bucks have been in since 2020. Is this news? Is this negotiation? Is it real? Perk, we'll start with you. Did it give you a headache? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you don't believe Giannis will be a Buck by the end of the year.
Yes, it is a headache. We've been talking about this for the last 3 to 4 years. Every offseason, every time the season ends for the Bucks, Giannis is going to want out. And then the Bucks, out of desperation to try to please Giannis, and rightfully so, they make moves. Right now, does those moves work all the time? Absolutely not. But every offseason, they are aggressive. Every trade deadline, they're aggressive. They're making moves to try to bring in pieces. But here's the problem. Giannis got to grow a set. He got to grow a set. He has to grow some balls. He don't want to be there. He's scared to say it. The Bucks know that he don't want to be there. The Bucks know this, but they are in denial. The last move that they made was desperation, was a desperate move. When they signed the Nazis, that was like, you know what I mean? But Giannis like, no. Just think about every single thing that's happening, right? Giannis caught COVID right before training camp, okay? The reports come out. He's trying to get this done privately instead of being open. He basically called the general manager somewhat a liar in some form, right? When he said, Giannis and I, we had a conversation this offseason at lunch or breakfast or whatever. And Giannis comes on and he like, I don't remember that meeting. It was like, so did y'all have the meeting or y'all didn't have the meeting? You know what I mean? So Giannis is looking. That's what I'm saying. So Giannis is looking. He's looking around the league. And then all of a sudden you see the reports. Giannis' family is not in Milwaukee. They've moved to
Greece.
Yeah. So yes.
Greece is better than Milwaukee. I'm not gonna.
No, Channing. But you're missing the point. Giannis is a family man. Giannis' family usually be with him in those times. Yeah. So all this is the writing on the wall. I just think the Bucks need to fucking end the relationship. Like, it's time. It's time. Get back as many pieces as you can. You're going to get a haul back for them. You have Miles Turner there. You have some pieces there. You're not going to hit rock bottom. You're not going to be contenders either, but you're going to be right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference. But both sides are scared to just, last thing I'm going to say. What's my guy name? God rest his soul. Jerry Krause for the Chicago Bulls.
No. Jerry Krause?
Jerry Krause. Okay. People were mad at him. The Chicago Bull fan base, when they honored him, they booed him, right? Because he knew time was up for the whole Jordan, Phil Jackson, Scottie Pippen. He didn't hold on to it for a long time. He let it go. And it was the right move for the organization. What?
Richard.
I have no problem with you saying that it's time for the Bucks to move on, but for you to say that they were mad at Jerry Krause because he didn't hold on and it was time to let go of the Jordan and Bulls team, I think that is so grossly inaccurate to say that they needed to move on from the guys that just won 3 straight championships, right? Like, we all are in the world of run it back. Let's just not compare those apples to apples. Moving on.
Why is it gross? Why is it gross?
It's gross because they haven't been to an NBA Finals since 1997. It's 2025. So obviously it wasn't the right decision. It wasn't the right decision. They broke up the team that won 72 wins 2 years prior. They broke up a team that won a championship. That wasn't the right move. So let's stay on track. Don't compare that. Don't say that they're the same. Moving on, yes. Don't compare, he held on and he did the right thing. Show me one metric that shows that Jerry Krause did the right thing with the Bulls.
You watch The Last Dance? Did you watch The Last Dance?
Yeah.
Did you see all the bullshit that was
road tripping?
Did you see all the bullshit that was going on? All right, we're going to stay on track.
I see bullshit going on every championship team, and all 3 of us know about it.
Thanks.
Giannis. We're talking about Giannis.
Giannis wants to be loved and not be looked at like he's everyone else.
Okay, let's just get right into I guess the first point, right? And that's that everybody knows Giannis wants to leave. We don't know that Giannis wants to leave. We don't actually know that. That's not what he's come out and said, and everything actually points to he wants to stay, but he will continue to put pressure on the organization that he's working with to build a better team every season, to continue to retool. He will continue to put pressure on his teammates to perform at the level that, he expects, to get out there and compete and work hard, to not quit out there on the floor. Those were not signs to me that Giannis wanted to leave. They waived Damian Lillard. The Bucks looked good in the preseason. I don't think Giannis wants to leave. And it is disgusting for Kendrick Perkins to ever sit there and compare Giannis and the Bucks to the 1998 Bulls, a dynasty. How do you compare a dynasty to someone who won one title? And again, to me, the comparison shouldn't even have been made in the first place, because I have a lot of respect for Giannis for winning with Milwaukee without a super team. And yeah, he plays rugby. He was just allowed to bum rush the lane, repeatedly, but he dropped 50 on them. He was relentless in that title run. He didn't give up. He never quit. I give credit where credit is due, and Giannis deserves all the credit in the world for that title, regardless of how I don't really appreciate his style of play per se, but I appreciate his work ethic. I appreciate Giannis as a person and I guess the moral code that he's going by. But Kendrick Perkins, my gosh, he is a complete disgrace. First of all, and I am not the grammar police, but he can't even say Jerry Krause. Jerry Cross. Like, you're sitting there, you're making an embarrassing fool of yourself. Kendrick Perkins should be ashamed. And as of late, he's just been making these horrible takes. Absolutely horrible. I don't even like Richard Jefferson or Channing Frye, but how dare Kendrick Perkins sit there and compare the Bucks to the 1998 Bulls? And of course, Richard Jefferson has to come like a whiny little baby. It's gross. Shut up. It's not analogous. It's the wrong comparison to make. You don't compare a dynasty to someone who won one title and who's still in their prime, and the Bucks could continue to retool and get a better team around him. The formula of super teams and needing superstars on your team to win and make deep playoff runs, I just think it's been proven that it doesn't work. So get Giannis some serviceable NBA players, and he'll make a title run if he's healthy. I believe that. Now they have crowned a new leader of the foreign NBA players. That would be Luka. That would be Jokic. Giannis has lost his luster a little bit, so I don't know that they're just going to let him bum rush his way to the rim all day anymore. But I'm excited to see what he is going to do this season, and if Kendrick Perkins is right, is he actually going to be traded to Milwaukee? But the question for me really is why? Why is Giannis being pressured to leave Milwaukee? Is it because of guys like LeBron and Kevin Durant, who have left teams, gone to super teams, lost, built their own teams like they wanted, this player empowerment, this super team nonsense? They lost. It doesn't work. Even if you win 1, 2, LeBron won 4 titles over the course of 23 years. He's in his 23rd season. And he's won 4 titles spread out, not dominant. Yeah, he had the back-to-back with the Heat. They went to the finals 4 times. LeBron James promised 8 titles on that super team. So it wasn't a failure in the sense that he never won, but it was a failure in the sense that he wasn't able to deliver the expectation, or at least even 50% of what he promised that organization and those fans. So to me, Giannis is being pressured because if he wins another title in Milwaukee, what does that do to the legacies of LeBron, Kevin Durant? And those guys had to leave their team to win. Giannis has already done something that LeBron could never do. He could never stand pat with the team that he was drafted to and win a title there. He had to leave to go and win it. Giannis didn't have to do that. He stayed there and won, and he lost. He was knocked out in the first round. Like, when we think about Giannis's journey and what he had to go through to win a title, he had a journey. He had failures. But failure isn't fatal. You get back up and you try again. I mean, those are what some of the best winners in the game do. And so I'm excited to see what Giannis is going to do this season with a retooled Bucks team that do look dangerous. I'm excited to see Kendrick Perkins fall on his face when Giannis does not leave the Bucks. I'm excited for that. And you know what? I just want to say on the record, if Giannis does leave the Bucks, I wouldn't mind seeing him team up with Wemby. Wemby has more skill. Giannis has brute force. Wemby could be that guard-like, Kevin Durant-like player on the team. Giannis can play that bum rush the lane power forward. They'd be a dynamic duo. I wouldn't mind. It would bring bigs back, I think, in a unique way. But anyway, I think that Kendrick Perkins' take is ridiculous. I think that also there's a major question out there whether Giannis is going to go to the Knicks. I mean, they cooked on that a little bit. We can get into that together. Here's what they had to say. You know, they talked about whether or not Giannis going to the Knicks was possible. So I think it's anything's possible, right? According to LeBron, anything is possible. But Giannis to the Knicks, I don't love it. I only love it because it would be a cheat code for the Knicks to win a title, because Giannis does not get called for bum rushing the lane. So they're going to get more calls, and they're going to be able to offensively foul, and just their offense literally shoots. It skyrockets with Giannis on the team. And they're going to be able to get away with hacking all of it with Giannis on their team. But I don't love the idea of it because of what they'd have to give up. They're likely giving up the Villanova trifecta. They already gave up DiVincenzo to bring in Cat, which I didn't agree with. So, you know, if they were going to bring in Giannis and get rid of Cat and maybe one other person, as long as it was not going to be Mikal Bridges, I'm kind of fine with it. I would love for them to be able to keep Josh Hart, but he's not going to be the difference maker in them winning a title. But here's what they talked about as far as Giannis going to the Knicks.
Could the Knicks even get Giannis? Let's move the conversation here. Could they even get?
What you want? Who you want?
Okay.
Alex, who you want?
If you're Giannis,
Okay, here's everybody on the team. Who you want? Cat?
Why didn't they get him then?
Listen, brother, I'm not in those meetings.
RJ, hear me out. Shannon, hear me out. Can the Knicks get Giannis? Absolutely. But you'll have to give up so much that if you do get Giannis, are you still going to be, because Giannis wants to win the championship. So here it is again. You have to be smart, right? So who are you giving up to get Giannis to bring to New York so that you can stay right where you need to be for us being able to compete for a title? You can't trade Mikal Bridges because he just signed a contract extension. So you can't involve him in the trade to after this season, I believe it is. So are you giving up OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns for Giannis Antetokounmpo?
And picks.
And picks.
Gotcha. No, I'm with you. I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure out why didn't it work.
We don't know. None of us know. None of us were a part of that.
I think within the CBA, it probably limits them to build. Once you get him, it limits their ability to build around him if you give up all these picks. Because
None
now
of
you're
us-
going to be in the second apron. Who else are you going to get? And then,
None of us know. None of us.
Does he have a right to one out? Does Giannis have a right to one out?
Hell yeah.
yes. Yes. Have you seen their team?
The pursuit of
Ew.
happiness. Everybody has the right to the pursuit of happiness.
And look, no one should have a damn thing to say about it. About it, if you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan, what he has done for that city. We talk about people who actually changed, who are powerful and popular. Giannis has entered that conversation with Steph and Braun. When I say being powerful, how much money has he fucking bought to that city? They didn't build a fucking new arena. We go to Milwaukee now, it's new restaurants. It's basically it's a new downtown. It's new everything. Like, so he has helped the economy. Certain guys change the economy. Giannis has done that. He's delivered the championship. He's played his ass off every single night on that floor, gave it his all, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year awards, every single thing in the world. On top of being loyal, he should have probably bounced about 2 years ago. So no one could be mad.
3-4 years ago.
He's won a championship, and this was a discussion on Bill Simmons, the podcast that he just recently did. And
You listen to that, Allie?
perspective. It's all a part of preparation. If I
Allie
told
listens to
you,
everything.
do you guys know how many playoff series Giannis has won? Playoff series. If I were to give you,
Under
LeBron
10.
has 41. Tim Duncan has 35. Kobe has
Damn.
33. Shaq has 32. Kevin Durant has 22. How many do you think Giannis has won?
9.
I would say 22.
No, that is Kevin Durant. Richard
Okay.
is correct. He's won 8 playoff series.
I just think Kendrick Perkins is ridiculous. But yeah, I agree that the Knicks probably have to give up too much to get Giannis. But I don't mind him going there and trade for Karl Anthony Towns and one other person, not Mikal Bridges. And hopefully not OG Anunoby. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Giannis wants to pay New York tax, quite frankly. But let's move on. I want to get into Kendrick Perkins again because he is a clown. He's acting like a clown. I had more respect for him last year, even 6 months ago. But now what he's doing and what he's participating in the media as far as the assassination of Russell Westbrook. And I want to preface this by saying that I don't even like Russell Westbrook as a player. I don't think that he was that great. Yes, he's a Hall of Famer due to his accomplishments and things like that. He averaged a triple-double for 4 seasons. He made that a thing. He made that popular. But to me, he created a bad way of playing basketball and something being celebrated that I don't think that we should. I think it's over-celebrated. It's over-hyped. But again, like, he deserves credit. I just don't, it's just a matter of where, we place that and how close we hold it to our heart. But Westbrook doesn't deserve what the media is doing to him. He is pretty much eligible for veteran minimum contracts, and the media is out here trying to keep him out of the league for no reason. He's done nothing to them. I don't understand why there's just so much, and I don't even want to call it Russell Westbrook hate. I just think that there is basically an agenda to blackball him. And Kevin Durant, he was asked recently about whether or not it was true that Russell Westbrook was going to be going to the Rockets. And this was prior to him being signed to the Sacramento Kings. And congratulations to him. I am really glad and grateful that he's made it to a team. He deserves to be on a team. And let me say, guys, if Bronny James gets to throw on a Halloween costume and wear an NBA uniform every day and show up to the league and be part of the NBA, then why can't Russell Westbrook, an established point guard with experience, have any value on a team? Why? So with that being said, Kevin Durant recently was asked if he had heard about the rumors of Russell Westbrook going to the Rockets. And here's how he answered. And I want to react to his reply with you guys because I guess I want to pick it apart a little bit and see what you guys think. But here's what he had to say.
to keep an eye on. The Rockets, let's go to Houston. At the end of the episode last week, Perk, you brought up Russell Westbrook not being on a team. And there's conversation. Frank, I want to go to this video first because the Rockets won 122-113 over the Hawks. KD did not play in that game, but the young guys had their way. Şengün, 19-5-6. Reed Shepard was good. Amen Thompson. They turned it over 19 times, a little sloppy. KD hasn't practiced with the starters just yet. No real point guard with Van Vliet out. They shot just 11 of 37 from three, gave up 42 in the third. What about Russell Westbrook joining the Houston Rockets again? Here's KD's thoughts on that.
I asked you about Russell Westbrook, and you were like, shut up. So now the internet is telling me that Russell Westbrook could potentially be a Rocket. Was I right?
I have no clue. I haven't asked anybody about that. I heard that too. I haven't. I don't know. It hasn't been brought to my desk at all. And usually when stuff like that happens, it's pretty loud. But I haven't really heard it outside of like
Would that be cool?
fans on the internet. Yeah, Russ is a legend. I think he deserves to be in the NBA right now. And I think he deserves to walk out of the NBA on his term. So yeah, that'll be dope. But it's not my decision. It's not my decision. Leaving that up to whoever makes those decisions for now.
It's not my decision. It's not my decision. We hear you, Katie. It's not your decision. You know, that doesn't sound like a guy that wants to play with Russell Westbrook. It doesn't sound like he really believes that it would be dope to play with Russell Westbrook. But I do believe him to the point where he said that Russell Westbrook is a legend. I do believe him when he said that Russell Westbrook is, deserving of going out of this league on his own terms. I believe that he means that. And I believe that he means that for probably every NBA player in the league. Not that they're a legend. That, is specific to Russell Westbrook. But we heard Kevin Durant say it on the Mind the Game podcast that, the goal is to play for 20 plus years. So, I think that he is of the mindset that he would never, try to prevent Russell Westbrook from getting a job. So, my question to you guys, was Katie's reply genuine? Is he part of blackballing Westbrook? For me, I'm going to say that no. I'm going to say he's not part of blackballing Westbrook as far as I don't think he's going out of his way to say, hey, I don't think he should have a job. But I do think that he doesn't want to play with him. So in that way, yes, I think that he, felt like he escaped or, they had their time together in OKC. He left. He didn't find him to be the best decision maker as a point guard on their team. And I think that he was just sort of happy to part ways, and Russell Westbrook, I don't think that he was a good point guard. I think that he was energetic. I think that Russell Westbrook has a lot of energy. I think that to me, he's a guy that represents what it is to work hard and what hard work, where that can get you. If you work hard, you could have a lengthy NBA career. He didn't take off a lot of games. He didn't load manage. When he was injured, he was injured. And I just think that it says a lot about who he is as a person. I think it says a lot about his work ethic, but I still don't think that he was this. I didn't like his game. That wasn't the kind of game that I prefer. Just explosive is not enough. I need to see skill. I need to see smart decisions, not just points, rebounds, and assists. That doesn't cut it for me. You need to be lifting your team and the players on your team truly. And so, I do feel for Westbrook and just the way that the media is attacking him, the way that Kendrick Perkins, why is he hating on him so much? Like, he goes on to say, so they play this clip from KD, they describe, what they think about it. And then Kendrick Perkins just goes into this awful, disgusting rant against Russell Westbrook. And I couldn't believe it because I'm like, that was your teammate. So it's just like, at what point do you have any respect for the fraternity? Where does Kendrick Perkins show that? The only players I've seen him have respect for is Kevin Garnett and like that Celtics crew that he had. But, when it comes to Kevin Durant and other players that he played with after the Celtics, it just feels like he has no respect for those players, or he doesn't have respect for the fraternity of their brotherhood. And I'm I'm quite frankly disgusted with Kendrick Perkins for what he did in this next clip. I want you guys to see this. It's just, to me, I never say like, oh, somebody's hating on somebody. I usually don't say that, but this is just pure hate to me. And it's not even just hate. It's a media. He's pretty much just he's a part of this blackballing. It's a smear campaign. It's a media smear campaign. And Kendrick Perkins is at the top of it. He's at the root of it. And I don't understand why. But here you have him. Listen to this for yourself, guys. I'm personally disgusted, but I want to hear what you think.
You know, the man's been an MVP. He is a legend. But like they may say, hey, we just need you. We don't care about points. We need you to be a true point guard and play defense. And he may say, I don't want to take that role. I'm better than that. So that's just what I see. I don't know if that's real, but there's no reason Houston shouldn't have picked him up. That would have been an easy. Come on over here. Like
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
In theory, it should have been. In
theory, you're wrong. It's no way. It's no fucking way. No fucking way the Rockets should want to get Russell Westbrook, right? Like, I get it. It's the adorable thing to see KD and Russ reunite and have a chance to go compete together, but they had their time. And here's why, if you're the Rockets, you don't go get Russ. One, everyone, not us, needs to stop overreacting to the whole point guard situation. The Rockets play a different style of basketball. Even with Fred VanVleet in there, he wasn't just going to be the guy who's initiating the offense. This is a team, they have multiple guys. They like to get stops and run. They have multiple guys that could push the rock. KD for one. Amen Thompson is another. I call Şengün baby Jokic for a reason, because we do see him being that point center at times, grabbing a rebound just to push it to initiate the offense. They got that under control. Here's the reason why, if you're the Rockets, you don't go get Russell Westbrook. Because you have a young core, right? Two guys in particular that you drafted in the lottery, Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd. You go get a vet like Russ, right, with his demeanor, his attitude, not attitude in a bad way, his approach to things, right? The way that he's an alpha. You don't need guys looking over their shoulder, wondering this, right? You want guys to walk into this season comfortable. No. We're relying on you. Now, if it comes February and they're not cutting the mustard, then yeah, you could consider bringing in a point guard. But as of right now, no. You stand pat. You got the culture, you got the pieces, guys feeling comfortable, guys know their roles. Let the season take off. Another thing, Russell Westbrook decided to opt out. I don't know who's representing Russ as his agent, but Shannon, you and I was talking about this with Allie before we started the show. RJ, I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you're getting towards the back end of your career, because, once you get on that vet minimum, it's not going up. Like, that shit don't go back to you making 20 points. Once you go vet minimum, you stuck vet minimum.
Bro. It's a hard grind up, man. That's a hard hill.
All I'm saying is Russ had an option with Denver, a player option. If you're going to opt out, then you need to have some situations that you already got penciled in from your agent.
Kendrick Perkins is a disgrace. Okay? Sorry, guys. I was eating a little bit of candy while that video was playing, but my gosh, I'm absolutely disgusted with him. First, you're telling Giannis to grow a pair. How disrespectful are you? Why do you get to talk like that? Why don't you widen your vocabulary? Why don't you get on television, your podcast, wherever, and have a little bit of respect for yourself? That's one. Two, no fucking way. How dare you? How would he have liked if somebody was running around talking about him when he was a journeyman going from team to team, trying to figure it out? And one of his ex-teammates was just like, ain't no fucking way. And it's just like, why are you going so hard? You're going so hard against Russell Westbrook. You're showing that you're so biased, that you have a problem with him. You came on, you talked about his wife. In my last episode, he had mentioned that, maybe not my last episode, a couple episodes ago, I talked about Kendrick Perkins describing the beef that he had with Russell Westbrook, because he was saying that, hey, if you don't watch out, you're going to wind up not on a team. Like, it was almost like he got the heads up from LeBron's camp that, they were going to start a campaign against Westbrook, that he was going to be the laughing stock of the Lakers. And, he made his bed. He gave LeBron the stank face and, in the locker room. So LeBron was just out for blood after that, I guess. And he wants to make sure that Russell Westbrook never works again in the league. But why would you want to be a part of that, Kendrick Perkins? You came out there and said that the Lakers and basically Clutch Sports were out to get Russell Westbrook. And because of his behavior, because, he kind of got into it with LeBron, he wound up with no job. But you want to be a part of that? He's already on a vet min. So if he gets a $1 million deal somewhere, you have a problem with that? For what? Why? And I don't even have an issue with the actual take. So the take that Russell Westbrook is not a fit for the Rockets right now, that they don't actually need to bring in a point guard, I'm actually fine with that take. Amen Thompson bringing down the ball. They have other weapons on that team. And the style of play in the NBA doesn't always require a traditional point guard to do the job. Not at this time. But my main issue with him is the disrespect. How he passionately is arguing against him having a job, period. Like, why does it make you angry that he might be considered for a job on the Rockets? Why does it make you angry? And then you want to talk about him opting out, which is his personal business to do. Russell Westbrook wanted a larger role on the team. That's what he wanted. He wanted a larger role on the team in order to, to play. He wants to play. He's not staying in the league for the money. He wants to play. He loves the game. He wants to be part of the game. He wants to go to a team where he can be a point guard and be part of the game, whether he's running the first or the second unit. He deserves to be on the floor. If Bronny James is getting minutes in any game, then Russell Westbrook deserves to be on the floor. He's been to the finals. He's a proven point guard in this league who's dragged teams to the playoffs, not Bronny James and not so many other players that currently have a job. So Kendrick Perkins, passionate, he's just campaigning for him to not have a job. And I don't like it. It's not sitting right with me. I don't think that anybody should be cool with this kind of behavior and media spewing and trying to steer the public opinion in this way. I just think it's disgusting. Give your opinion and move on. Why are you attacking Russell Westbrook every chance you get? Why doesn't he belong on any NBA team? Because he opted out? He wants to be in California too, but he doesn't want to be in Denver. He would have signed again for a larger role, but he's clearly targeting certain teams. If he could have gone back to the Clippers again, I bet he would have. He's from LA. It's where his family lives. He'd much rather be there. So, okay, why not settle for the Sacramento Kings? But I'm glad that he signed. And, of course, the media, and it's not just Kendrick Perkins, okay, guys? It's not just Kendrick Perkins. Big Perk is not the only hater here. And I don't even want to say everybody's hating on him, but there is a media campaign for Russell Westbrook to be out of the league. The Odd Couple is talking about it as well. Russell Westbrook is being accused of being selfish. Rob Parker is calling Russell Westbrook selfish because he just wants to play. And he wants to continue his career for as long as he can, just like some of the other elder statesmen that are refusing to leave this league. And if LeBron can do it, if Kevin Durant can do it, if all these other players can stay, 20 plus years, why can't Russell Westbrook have a minimum contract? He's not sucking up $50 million on a team. He's a veteran that wants to be part of the game. Why not? I have a problem with these takes that people are coming out saying basically he doesn't belong on a team. He's just being selfish by sticking around. So here's Rob Parker and, of course, Kelvin Washington.
Here's what SGA said. I definitely think I can. I won't, though. I won't want to miss that much of my kid's life. There's a certain point in your career where you reach your peak. And I don't fault guys for still playing. They love the game. But I just feel like you play this game ultimately to see the best version of me I can be. Once I figure that out and I start going down, then it's like, okay, what am I playing for now? Well, flash forward to today. Russell Westbrook, former Laker, former Rocket, former Thunder, former Jazz, former Nugget, former Clipper, former.
Oh, we don't have all day. My God.
Has signed a 1-year vet minimum deal to join the Sacramento Kings and finish 13th in the Western Conference. Rob, what's up with guys like Russ and others who just can't seem to hang it up?
It's just they're selfish, and they can't let it go. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, because not only are they're taking up a roster spot somebody else could probably play, they're not going to get anything from it. Russ isn't going to win a championship, which he's never won, and I get it. He just wants to be on the bus, wants to be on the team, wants to still be relevant, where they're still going to talk about Russ and he made a shot or a basket or steal, and look how much he plays with energy or whatever. And a lot of these guys can't let it go. I can't understand. And SGA, was he talking about LeBron? Like, seriously, I don't want to be playing until I'm in my 40s. I got kids and time I want to spend with my kids and all that. And I think that is a little bit of it, where, LeBron, you've been around for a long time. I don't know what else there is, you know what I mean, that you're chasing. Even if you win, you're not passing Michael Jordan. I hate to break it to you, you're the FOFO, finals failure of all time. You got more losses, than any other former MVP. It's a fact.
You and your oats.
He's the FOFO.
What's Tom Brady?
The low.
The loat. Man, I'm jumping off your boat, man.
I'm just saying. And
go.
That's
Finish.
it.
I couldn't disagree more with you.
Selfish.
Don't forget the Masot, Kevin Durant.
That's right. The most sensitive of all time, the Masot. Very nice.
Well, I'm about to, whatever your oat is right now, let me figure out an oat for you. Look at me.
I'm the hobo.
You are the hobo. I am not buying anything you're selling right now. I am not you at Ross right now. I'm not buying that deal. You love your career. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, but I'm not going to be here forever.
You already are here forever.
I'm not.
And you have the luxury. Now, you might not be, but you have the luxury.
I'm not Bob Ryan and those guys.
So that's where I was going.
Who are 80 years old.
Those dudes.
Oh, I'm serious.
I know you are. We sit here, we point out the guys.
Those guys are 80 years old.
I'm not saying you're old. What I'm saying is you're in a career where you've already had it for, however long, 40 years almost.
Almost 40 years.
And you could have it if you chose to, another 10, 15. We see it. We talk about the guys and gals that we see. Sports is not that. You come in at 20, 21, 2, 3, and you might get 4 or 5, or in some cases 10 years, 15.
You'll be lucky.
Right. And so this.
I think that Rob Parker's wrong, and I actually agree with Kelvin Washington. I never do. I think he's annoying. I think he's always over talking Rob Parker, even though he's, the one we really want to hear. And I couldn't agree with him more. I mean, Rob Parker, why does he get to be 60 on YouTube? Leave it to the young people. And I mean, we know his story. We know that he was let go from network television, right? And he's kind of, he's dabbling here in the YouTube streets, and I don't have a problem with it. I love watching The Odd Couple. I enjoy Rob Parker's takes, whether I agree with him or not. I think that he is an interesting voice that we do need to hear. And so for him to say that, it's selfish of Russell Westbrook to continue to hold up a roster spot. And look, he did, in all fairness, he really has a problem with LeBron James staying, because Russell Westbrook, so now he's holding up a roster spot, but he's not sucking up cap money that, they can't turn around and bring in a star if they need to, or, he's not taking up some sort of space on the team where they cannot make a move that they need to make. That's a LeBron James. That would be a Kevin Durant in a couple of years. So it's just kind of like, why? No one's sitting here saying like, oh, you're old, Rob Parker, leave the YouTube streets to Dominique and Sports T and, Man Down Sports and Ticket TV, leave YouTube, to the younger generation. You've had your time. We could say that he's selfish for dominating the YouTube airwaves when, there are other younger voices, fresher voices that need to be heard. But really, I do think that there's room for all. And I think that there's a space for experienced people to provide mentorship and, advice and just a variety of content. We don't need to see just one kind of demographic or, I think that there's room for everybody. And I think even in the NBA, there's room for veterans, a mix of veterans as well as rookies and some more seasoned players, right? So I disagree with his take. And I don't think that Russell Westbrook is being selfish, but I think that this is just part of the media smear campaign. That's the problem that I have. I think it's just part of the media smear campaign where, they're just turning on him. They need a target right now. They need someone to focus on. They need someone to bash. They need someone to be negative about. And it's unfortunate because, Russell Westbrook, I think he's one of the more positive players, and fadeaway.net, fadeawayworld.net, they had an article that I thought was interesting. They talked about Russell Westbrook not wanting to sign Lakers jerseys. Apparently he refused to sign a Laker jersey. And, I don't have an issue with him not signing this jersey. And, I'm going to tell you why. The article starts with Russell Westbrook recently signed a 1-year deal with the Kings just days before the final preseason game of the year against the Lakers, his former team. The Kings came out on top and won by 1 point. 117-116, while Westbrook was sidelined for this game. Following the end of the game, Russell Westbrook decided to sign a few autographs for his young fans. However, in a line of a few fans waiting for him to sign their Westbrook jerseys, 2 fans held out Laker jerseys for him to sign, to which he blatantly refused. Instead, he signed wristbands for them to keep. Now, I want you guys to see this video. Again, I thought that it was funny, and I thought that it was real. Russell Westbrook is a genuine person. He is a real person, and I appreciate him. I appreciate who he is. I don't like his game. I don't love it, but here he is keeping it real, and I want to hear what you guys think about this because the media has been bashing him all over the place for not signing this Laker jersey. Hold on, guys. Can you hear this? Let me know if you guys can't hear the sound. Well, what I think really and truly with that, and actually, I'm glad that you guys can hear it. Hold on. Whoops, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys could hear the sound and see that Russell Westbrook, he just didn't only refuse to sign that jersey. He has bad memories with the Lakers. The Laker fans were not kind to him. The Laker media was not kind to him. The way people treated him, it was absolutely disgusting. And I don't blame him for not wanting to sign anything that has a Laker uniform attached to it. I don't blame him for that. He has every right to feel triggered by seeing that jersey, by even being in the crypto arena. He has the right to feel that way. But I will say this, the media, they are attacking him. They're saying that he's such a horrible person. He's so selfish. There's that word again, selfish. They're saying that all he ever cared about was himself. No wonder he was a bum on the Lakers, blah, blah, blah. You hear him in this video say, I'll sign something else for you, just not the Lakers jersey. And he did. That's the kind of person that Russell Westbrook is. He could have been, just get out of my face, like super triggered by seeing the purple and gold. But he didn't. He signed something else for a young fan that he knew didn't deserve whatever that trauma was that he's feeling about the Lakers. And hey, I'm not going to sign that Laker jersey. They didn't ride for me. Those weren't my fans. But I got you. I'm going to sign something else. And that, to me, that it goes again to his character, the person that he is. Something that so many guys in the league will never be. So, Russell Westbrook, he might not have been the best point guard that I ever saw, but he's still somebody to celebrate. He's still someone that deserves a job in this league. He's still someone that deserves to be able to retire, and I hope that he's able to do that. I hope that he's able to celebrate his time in the league with other players, with other teammates, with an organization that's willing to, send him out, with a lot of respect and reverence, really. But I really, when I think about smear campaigns, when I think about the media, when I think about someone who's had just such a journey, right? in their NBA career, in their media career. Now, recently, Paul Pierce has actually been, in the news for some, unfortunate things. And I hope that he's doing okay. I absolutely adore Paul Pierce, one of my favorite basketball players, one of my favorite media personalities currently. He stopped by Club Shay Shay, of course. And, you guys know that I really do not enjoy, or, I just really do not enjoy Shannon Sharp. Okay. I think that he's a disgrace in the media. I think that he is, a disgrace to just what it means to be a player turned athlete, as far as, being someone that has a voice in the public, a public figure that has a voice to be used, and the way that he uses it, I think it's for bad, and he should be stopped. And, in a way, he was punished, and he has been sort of meeting his karma in a variety of ways that we've seen happen to him this year. But Paul Pierce, he decided to stop by and chat with with Shannon Sharp, and he went viral because he pretty much said that LeBron James wouldn't have any titles he didn't say he wouldn't have any titles. He said he wouldn't have 4. He doesn't believe that he would have gotten the titles in Miami if they were the same age. So if they were the same age, if Paul Pierce was in his prime and, he was rocking with that Celtics team, he believes that LeBron James would have less titles. He wouldn't have 4. 4 titles wouldn't exist for LeBron James if Paul Pierce and LeBron were the same exact age. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about this. I thought it was an interesting take. I thought it was a real take. And I always think that when Paul Pierce talks and he says things like this, that the truth hurts. And that's why they call him the truth. So here's what he had to say. Let's listen and react together.
If we were the same age, I don't believe he would have had 4 championships. He wouldn't have got
You kept him for 4?
He wouldn't have got those 2 in Miami. Because I got to believe if we're the same age and I can offset him, and that would have been good enough.
Right.
Like if he had got 40 in game 6 and we the same, I would probably got 40 and offset him.
Right.
I was at an older age then, a lot of miles and stuff, and it was hard for me to keep up with him. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be looking at that tape, Shannon, and I'm like, damn, I couldn't even move. Like, as a younger, I could have moved with him. But I'm
because in Brooklyn, you say you got it. You gonna DM up in Brooklyn. I don't know what you was on that day.
My mind and body say 2 different things.
Your mind was saying one thing, that body said, no, I ain't
got him. I thought I did. Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's right.
You was very outspoken about KD going to the Warriors. You say it's not so much that they have the ability to go. LeBron and KD had the ability to go wherever they wanted, but it was KD going to a team that won 73 games, that have the MVP, and they had just lost the finals. Do you believe that KD would have been judged differently had he gone somewhere else and helped that team win a championship as opposed to the Warriors?
Yeah, of course he would have got judged differently because the way, and it's the same thing with Ray. We just lost to Miami, then you join them.
Right.
KD, you just lost to Golden State, who you should have beat.
Right. Because you was up 3-1.
You was up 3-1, and you joined them. And so that's where the criticism come in, because it was just like, damn, KD, you good enough to beat them.
Right.
Like, we feel like that's how the old school stars won. We like, man, I'm going to get over the hump. I'm going to take my lumps. And people just felt like he took the easy way out.
Okay.
And that's all. But like, I get it, because we live in a culture to where
rings are everything now.
Judge off your championship. So he said, let me get that out the way.
Yep.
So now what y'all going to talk about?
Right.
And so I get it. It's more understandable now because I come from the old school, and I feel like, man, you gotta get it the hard way sometimes.
You gotta take your lumps. And maybe you don't get over the hump.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley and Karl Malone, maybe you don't get over the hump. But what you don't do is, and I look at it like this. He paid his debt to society. He paid his debt to the Thunder. His contract was up. I'm trying to think. I don't know if he could have gone. Where could he have gone and won a championship? If you look at the landscape, if you go back, if you can remember, if you go back and look at the landscape, where is he going? If he goes to the Knicks, he's not beating Kyrie and Kevin Love and Bron in Cleveland. If he goes anywhere else, they're not going to beat the Warriors. He got to go back to OKC.
You got to stay in OKC.
Okay.
You got to stay right. You went to the finals with that team.
Right.
And you up 3-1 against it. This was supposed to be the rivalry that we should have saw the next 5-6 years to where one of these two teams is going to go to the finals every year.
Right.
You stay there. You got the team.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that had to do with Russ.
Yeah.
I think they was bumping heads.
Bumping heads.
And it looked like it on the court because you felt like Russ should have got him the ball more, but Russ felt like I'm the man.
Right.
And
then, it's hard to argue because the next year he goes to win the MVP and averages triple-double.
Right.
So it's hard to say that he couldn't be the man.
I think Paul Pierce is right. I think he would have had less titles. You drop Paul Pierce's mentality at the same age as LeBron, and you have someone who's so mentally weak like LeBron at the same age. Oh my gosh, who knows? LeBron might not have even gone or made it to Miami if him and Paul Pierce were the same age and Paul Pierce was tormenting him. I mean, he might have gotten teased before the idea of him even going to Miami. Who knows? He might have sat in Cleveland with no rings, or he might have gone to Miami, and quite frankly, they still might not have won just because Paul Pierce was younger and they might have had the ability to stop him. So I agree. I also loved his take about being from the old school and, needing to get it the hard way, needing to work harder for your titles instead of jumping around, team hopping, and essentially orchestrating and manufacturing rings, building super teams, not building dynasties. Those super teams were built and no three-peats, one back-to-back. We had two back-to-backs. We had LeBron's back-to-back in Miami, super team, and we had Golden State's back-to-back with Kevin Durant, super team. So when you take a look at all these super teams that have been built and created and the lack of dynasties that have been created, it's kind of like Paul Pierce probably has a point. They might not have repeated. They might not have won it all. So I like the take. I don't think he's delusional. A lot of people think he's delusional. What do you guys think about it? I am curious to hear from you. Shannon thinks like a 10-year-old. Absolutely. Shannon is something else. That's for sure. Yeah. No, I agree. Paul Pierce is correct. I think he would have less rings. Paul Pierce went on to even speculate about whether or not LeBron James was going to retire this year. So he is of the opinion that LeBron will retire this year. He doesn't think that, he just doesn't think he has anything left to accomplish. And, do you guys think that Paul Pierce is right? Do you think he's speaking the truth when he says that LeBron James is retiring in year 23? I mean, I just think that LeBron wants to troll us. He never wants to retire. He knows that him sticking around is annoying to so many NBA fans, and he just wants to stay around and outdo his welcome. He just needs to wear it out. He's like a stretched out t-shirt.
LeBron, heading into year 23, year 22, averaged almost 25 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, 8 assists a game, shot over 50% from the floor, shot 38% from the three, shot one of his career highs from the free throw line. You said you believe 23 would be his last season. You still believe 23 is his last season?
Is that this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this will be his last season. He's accomplished so much. He's played so long. And I truly believe that now that you've had the opportunity, you've done something that's never been done in the game multiple times.
Right.
And the one ultimate thing there's two things that's never going to happen while I'm alive. Nobody's going to break his scoring record, and no other player will play with their son.
Right.
I don't believe that. Mm-hmm. Those two things will happen. I think there has to be
unless you have a son in high school.
Yeah, right. And I just have to believe that he has a sense of fulfillment now. That he's done it all and accomplished so much, and now he's built up such a great off the court presence with his businesses and things of that nature that's going to be his next challenge in growing that and becoming the best in that field. Right. And because I know it eats at him every year he doesn't win a championship, and I know he loves the game. But I truly believe that.
You don't believe KD can break his scoring record? KD's at almost 30,000.
Where's LeBron at 50?
42 regular season points.
So, no. So much things have to go right. He has to be healthy for the next 10 years, I think.
Because, he has to play basically at least 7 years.
And play all the games.
And play the game, yeah.
All of them. Mm-hmm. No injuries, no sit-outs.
And LeBron's playing this year. I think it's really hard because normally guys retire when they can't play at the level they're accustomed to.
You averaging 25 points a game, P, with 8 and 8.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk away. And you make it now. It's different because we've never seen LeBron in the final year of his contract. Unless LeBron really wants to be in the final year of his contract. It's reported that the Lakers, like, nah, we gonna wait and see how this year turns out. So I don't think LeBron goes. I don't think he really wants to go anywhere else. He's building a compound here in LA. He loves LA. He came to LA. They didn't recruit him. He came to them.
Yeah.
It's like winning the lot. I ain't even played the lottery, but I won.
Yeah.
Magic ain't do. He and Rich Paul showed up at Magic's house.
That's gonna be a hard decision. Because
It is.
This is all he knows. I mean,
Over half this man's life has been in the NBA. Think about it. He's gonna be 41. This will be so since he was 18. All he knows is the NBA.
But I have to believe that he doesn't want to play just to play.
True.
You know, he wants to win. Like he wants to win a championship. And if there's a situation to where if the Lakers lose the first round or how they lose,
well, he should want to go. If you lose in the first round with Luka and Austin Reeves and what you have, I get it. You don't have no history. You don't got no great big man.
Mm-hmm.
But with Luka and LeBron, you should never lose in the first round.
Right.
That in and of itself, you should never lose in the first round.
Yep. So I believe it's all going to depend. I don't think he'll announce it, but I think, barring the circumstances on how they go out this year, he'll make that decision.
What the hell is LeBron James playing for still? I don't know. I think that Paul Pierce tries really hard to be complimentary of LeBron James. And I think he doesn't want to come off as a hater. So he's not just going to be like, hey, get the fuck up out of here. You know, to me, that's the long and the short of it. That's what I heard. Like, you need to retire. 23 should be your last year. Go and, you know, have your farewell tour, do whatever you need to do. You've worn out your welcome. There's nothing else that you need to accomplish. So it should be his year to retire, but I don't think it will be, guys. So what do you think? Yay or nay? You're 23. Is this a year? Is it going to happen? I just don't think so. I just don't think so. I do want to talk about something a little bit more fun. Paul Pierce, I don't know if you guys remember a while ago, actually, that Paul Pierce had referred to himself as the greatest scorer. Before the Speak show got canceled on Fox, he was on Speak with Joy Taylor, and he said it. He was just like, hey, guys, you know, I'm the greatest scorer. I can score in more ways than Jordan. He went down a list, and I want to play this for you guys because it's really, really funny. And I think I talked about it a couple months ago when he said it, but I want to play it again because he brings this back up on Club Shay Shay. He's asked about it by Shannon Sharp, and here's what he originally said, and it was super funny. Here you guys go.
I can score in more ways than I like. Paul Pierce or Kevin Durant? That's close to two. I think I got a little more post game than Kev. We got a lot of the same arsenal. Paul Pierce or Steph Curry? Oh, yeah, I can do more offensively. Paul Pierce or James Harden? My mini is better than James. My post game is better than James. Even on threes, going to the rack. Paul Pierce or T-Mac? Now that one was close. Wow. Man, T-Mac is amazing. He can post up. He can do a lot of things downstream, off the dribble. Man, I got to the line more than I'll take him. Last one, Paul Pierce or LeBron James? It's not even a conversation.
He said it's not even a conversation. So like he didn't even, describe LeBron's game. It just wasn't even a question whether or not he was a better scorer than LeBron. But he went down the list and saying how he can score more than Jordan. He score more ways than Jordan could. That's what he said. He didn't really get into it, but he described Kevin Durant's game as being a little similar to his. And he also he believes he's the best scorer. And I don't think that he's far off in his comments. Kevin Durant even came out and praised him and said, hey, there was no flaws in Paul Pierce's game and he could do it all offensively. And I think that that's true. And so for him to say that, there was nothing wrong with that. But here's how he addressed it with Shay Sharp. And when he was asked the question, here's what he had to say.
You did break the internet. You said you're the best pure scorer in NBA history. Because when people think of scores, having followed the game as long as I followed, people talk about Kobe, people talk about Jordan, they talk about Kevin Durant, they talk about James Harden. You said you are a pure scorer. Yeah. What is your definition of a pure scorer?
All right, this is what I'm gonna say, because when I said it, I didn't give enough context to it.
Correct.
And so, like, I'll say it like this. If you just took everybody's greatest scoring strength, or just say the athleticism, let's just say the athleticism,
Okay.
and put me in that realm with them, that's how I feel.
But Paul, you know, people don't look at you as being athletic, Paul. You don't jump high, you don't run.
I know.
You don't
That's
know
why I'm
that.
saying. That's why I feel if you take the athleticism out of it.
Okay. I
Like,
see
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Take Jordan's athleticism out, where he can't just jump over you to score, and we just do everything on the floor.
Right.
I feel like my skill level is
better than Kobe.
Man, Kobe is close.
He close. What
close. No. Look.
You close to him. He close to you.
Because if you ever watch Kobe interviews about me, you know, he always talk about my footwork.
Yes.
And Kobe had elite footwork too.
Yeah.
And so, like, Kobe without his athleticism was still pretty elite because of that, because of his IQ and his footwork.
Correct.
And there's not a lot of players I can say that about once I take their athleticism away. So if there is anybody, he's right there. But
Harden is not the most athletic, but Harden can put the ball in the basket at an elite level.
Yeah, but listen to this. When you look at how you score.
Okay.
So, like, say, like, you look at Harden, one of the greatest scorers ever, had a historic season. But he was all threes and layups and free throws.
Yeah.
Like,
no midi.
Like, he could shoot the midi, but like, think about this. I could come up, like, today's game, name me one player that could come off a down screen and hit a jumper.
Right.
They don't even run that.
Anybody try to hit that.
Nobody can do that. Like, maybe Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
But like, post game, mid range, off the dribble three, step back, off the pick and roll. We're not talking about nothing out there, just getting buckets.
Right.
I feel post game, mid game, elbow, three, all the way out. I had no offensive weaknesses, like not one.
So when you said that statement, how many former or current NBA players talk and say, "True, man, what you talking about?"
I mean, they thought I was on something, but I'm like, I mean, they don't think like how I was thinking, and like how I'm explaining it now. I think it'll make more sense when people watch this. You know, when you say, but even that, take all the top scorers, take the best thing they do, and you can take the best thing I do. See, the thing about me, you can't even tell me what's the best thing I do offensively because I think I do all of them the same.
Really well.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can say Curry, take his shooting ability away.
Right.
Jordan, what his fadeaway or whatever. Like what do you take away from me? Like I can do. Like, what's my greatest scoring strength? Nobody can even tell you because I did it all well.
I'm gonna push you to the 3-point line.
I won a 3-point championship contest. I won a 3-point contest.
That ain't nobody guard you.
I mean, I've dominated games from the three.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I say it like that. And it's not a knock on the great scorers because I respect all of them. And, you know, it wasn't a knock on Jordan because I respect Carmelo, Kobe, and all of them. But I'm like, I'm right there.
Right. You did something that you're the first player to win the 3-point competition for Celtic since Larry Bird, and you beat Steph Curry.
So I always tell people
that's the thing. See, it's not just winning the 3-point competition; it's who you beat in order to win the 3-point competition.
I said, hey, Steph Curry was in the contest. They'd be like, oh, he was a rookie. It was still Steph. It was still Steph Curry.
What's Steph Curry? That's all I need to know.
Steph Curry was in the contest because in 10 years from now, that's Steph Curry, and I beat him. I don't know how old he was. You know what I'm saying? He was there.
He was there. Hey, we're not talking about 10 years Steph. We're not talking about. No, we're talking about 10. He's still Steph.
Is he the greatest shooter ever?
He's the greatest shooter ever.
Well, I beat him. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man. You know, Paul Pierce, I think he's really, really funny. He's super charming. And I think that take is really funny. I do. I think it's really funny. And what did he say that was a lie? But of course, you know, because I think as a basketball community and sports world, we tend to only celebrate a couple of guys. And I don't think that he is celebrated enough for what he's done, for his game, for the way that he played, for his style of play, for being really fundamentally sound as well. He was a multi-level scorer, and you know, he needs his flowers, you know. And I love the way that I just like how he craftily gives himself flowers. I like how he bigs himself up when he can, and it's just like I said, I find him to be charming. I think that he's a good representative of the sport, you know, post-career, as far as how he represents in the media. And I know he's gotten into some trouble and some different, you know, things. I can't comment on it. I don't know too much, but I can say I enjoy him in the media, his appearances, how he shows up, and how he continues to try to elevate today's players where he can, where he sees fit. So, you know, guys, I mean, I want to read some comments, but that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. If anybody wants to call in, I could take one phone call before I head out. Talk to me nice. Let me know what you guys think. Is Paul Pierce correct? I mean, he's standing on business. Is he the best scorer? What do you guys think? Hey T-Bert, talk to me nice.
What's up, twin?
Nothing much, man. I'm just grateful to be back and happy that the NBA season is coming back. I feel like with a vengeance, and we have Michael Jordan news. We have just so much to look forward to with the NBA being back on NBC, and I just can't wait to get into it.
Right.
So what's up with you? What do you want to cook on?
Just take the last one. Like, I take the last one. Hey, I watched the Paul Pierce interview. I think I watched all of them. Hold on, let me cut this headphone off. It's annoying. Okay. So, yeah, I think I watched all of them. And I don't have a problem with Paul Pierce said. He didn't lie about anything. And I've had this discussion probably 5 or 6 years ago. Paul Pierce had no weaknesses to his game. I mean, it's only a handful of players that had no weakness offensively. I've always had Paul Pierce in the top 5 all-around player, and I'm including defense in that too because he was a solid defender. But he didn't say anything wrong. Like he had every single tool in his bag. And for him not to have that vertical athleticism as some of these guys, it's just amazing how he did. And I like what he said about what was his strongest thing that he did. You couldn't name it. Well, I got one. It's necessarily this what I think his strongest thing was. He would put that girth on you and give you that bump. You couldn't handle. Nobody can handle that girth. You know what I mean? And he go to work on you. He was tough to guard, and he gave his all on defense. Like he shouldn't have been guarding Kobe. Kobe's just too quick for him, but he didn't back down, right? And he got buckets on him. And he gave buckets back, right? So I got him I definitely got him up there. Zero weaknesses. Like I think him, Jordan, Kobe, zero weaknesses at all. So he's right up there. Now to say who's better, I don't care to go that route. But he's right there with absolutely the greats.
I love Paul Pierce. I've always enjoyed watching him play. I've always enjoyed watching him talk about the game. He's just fantastic. And we don't see, think about how many players since Paul Pierce have we seen play like him, fundamentally sound,
right,
offensively. Without that sort of explosive athleticism. To me, he's what Luka Doncic should be. Luka Doncic should play like Paul Pierce, but he doesn't.
Yeah, because Luka got that. He got that work. Luka actually, as much as me and you, we can criticize Luka. His footwork is actually tremendous. But yeah, Luka, you got a good point there. I never thought about that. Luka could be up there.
They're the same size. They're not athletic, right? But you would see Paul Pierce dunking the damn ball. Like, honestly, he dunked the ball often enough, at his size and for his height. I mean, I think he dominated many areas on the floor.
And, yeah, I can agree with that. I'll add something to that. I think Paul Pierce was underestimated on him. If you didn't really watch his career, yeah, his vertical wasn't a 48 like Jordan's or anything, but he had bounce. He had end game bounce.
He got to the rim.
Yeah, and his shooting, his three point shooting was really good. Salute to YouTube, Juma, appreciate it. Yeah, his 3-point shooting was really good. And I love his throwback game, and I wish the game could go back. But I'm gonna leave it there, Dom, because I know you gotta go. And let me just conclude by giving you your props. Way to produced an awesome show. I was here for all 3 topics. Shout out to all the mods in here and to all the supporters. Make sure you go subscribe to Sports T, one of the greatest shows, if not the greatest sports talk show right now.
Thank
All
you
right,
so
I'm out of
much.
here.
Thank
Talk
you
to
so
you,
much,
Twin.
T-Bird. I appreciate you. You have a good one, okay? All right,
All right,
man.
you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for calling Sports T. Talk to me nice.
Hey, Dominique.
Hi. Thanks
This
for
is Good Kid.
This is who?
Good Kid.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear that. Who do I have? Talk to me nice. Oh no. All right. It looks like we lost them. I'll wait about 30 seconds to see if someone else calls back. I feel really bad. I think we had 2 callers beeping in. I do have to get going. I really, really, really appreciate you guys just pulling up, spending some time with me this morning. Basketball season is back full force, and I'm ready to go, guys. I'm revved up. I've got the energy. I've got just so much excitement in me for this season. And please do me a favor. Subscribe to Sports T if you haven't done so already. Like this video. Guys, smash the like button. How many likes do we have so far? Let's see. Okay, not too bad. I appreciate it. The likes are looking good, looking solid. But thank you so much, guys, for showing up, pulling up. Don't forget to share this video. This is very, very important. Share the video with your friends, your family. Let's blow up the Sports Tea community to be super huge. And don't forget, go to the little notification bell and click the notification bell so that you can receive notifications. Sometimes like YouTube messes up and takes it off. So just click it again and make sure that you're getting notifications about the lives. Thank you for calling Sports T. Talk to me nice.
Hello.
Thank you for calling Sports T. Talk to me nice.
Hi, this is Sabrina.
Hey, Sabrina. What's going on, girl? Talk to me nice.
Hi,
What are
Mark.
your
How you
thoughts?
doing?
I'm fantastic.
I
I'm
want
happy
to
to be
talk about
back.
Westbrook.
Let's talk about Westbrook. Do you feel like the media
Yeah,
is
what media?
assassinating him? The media is really going after him, right?
That LeBron James is going to get exactly what's coming to him.
I think so. I think so. The
Huh?
reckoning will there
Yeah,
there will be a reckoning.
he's going to get what's coming to him. He's not going to wind up with a farewell tour or anything after this season.
I'm with
Yeah, I mean,
you.
all the lives that he has ruined in his career is disgusting. And it's all the NBA and Nike's fault to allow him to do what he did to the league.
It's a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. Final thoughts, Sabrina, before I head out.
Nah, you just keep your show the way it is. I love it.
Thank you so much. I
Okay,
appreciate
I'm not
you.
going to say much more. I'm just so sick of LeBron James.
We all are, and that's why we have to do our part, Sabrina, and really focus on other players and other stories, right? Because we could have talked about so many different LeBron James topics this morning, but I think it's really important that we highlight other players, what's going on with them right now. To me, the 911 for YouTube content creators is to try to make sure that we shine a light on basically the mistreatment of Russell Westbrook and other players, the way that the media forms against players. I think that we need to highlight that right now. I think that we need to be highlighting some of the misdeeds throughout the NBA, all of these investigations that are going on. And I think we need to really pay close attention to what's going to happen come the trade deadline, right? Where could these conferences shape up as a result of some of the impending trades? So I'm really excited. The first set of games are tonight. I want to see what Luka's going to do. I want to see what SGA is going to look like and OKC. So super excited. I'm going to be right back in here tonight with you guys, just chatting it up and having some fun. Okay.
Okay, sis. You be safe out there.
You too, Sabrina.
And
Thank you so
watching the
much
NBA
for
tonight.
calling. I always enjoy hearing your voice and getting your call.
Okay.
All righty. Have a
All
wonderful
right. Have a
day.
good one.
Bye-bye.
You do the same. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, guys. Like I said, like the video, share the video, subscribe to Sports Tea if you haven't done so already, and join our membership. I can't wait to do another members only show. It's going to be super fun. And I will see you guys tonight. Okay. I will be back tonight with some more content, and I look forward to it. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, and happy Tuesday. Okay. And happy NBA opening season day. Bye bye.